Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I've been a finance professor for a very long time, and I've taught at Syracuse University and some other places. You may or may not know this, so I want to make sure you know where this is coming from. This is coming from academic research. This is coming from studying wealth intensely for over a couple of decades, and also it comes from human reflection of looking back on my own life and thinking about the things I wish I'd done differently when I was in my 20s. So I'm going to give you a probably if you give me 3 to 5 minutes of your time, maybe less than that, I'm gonna change your life in 3 to 5 minutes. And basically, the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna give you three of the biggest mistakes I've seen young people make when it comes to money, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to wealth building, and what keeps you out of the wealth building game. Number one is not contributing to your retirement plan early. Things like your 401k plan or IRA or whatever, or 403b, whatever it is your company offers, you got to jump in. You got to jump in as soon as you can. There's this thing called compound interest, and compound interest is a sucker. Because compound interest is funny because you really think you can catch up when really you can't, or you can, but it's very, very hard to catch up. It's one of those things where if somebody starts just 5 to 10 years earlier than you, they're going to have a ton more money than you when retirement hits, and you'll hit retirement and you won't have any money in your account. So that 401k, participating in that 401k, maxing out the 401k or whatever the case is on your job, you got to do it. It's very important. It'll make a big difference. And it doesn't just benefit you when you retire. The maxing out the 401k benefits you before you retire, because remember, the money that you put into your retirement account, that becomes an asset that you can lean on in case times get hard. So when like in a pandemic, you if you have a 401k, you can borrow against the 401k. Maybe you can actually borrow out of the 401k, get a little bit of money out of it if you have to. Not that I recommend that, but having it there is better than not having it there, even with all the penalties or whatever they might charge for taking money out early or whatever, or borrowing against it. You still have that resource there, which is the first step toward financial security. So I would suggest maxing out the 401k, max out your IRA, max out your retirement as soon as you can. The second mistake that a lot of young people make when it comes to money is I see a lot of young people who neglect the stock market. Maybe because the stock market is confusing, or the stock market is scary, or the stock market seems hard to do, but it's not that hard. I can show you how to invest easily in 10 minutes with $10. In fact, we have a website, firstshareofstock.com, firstshareofstock.com, where you can go there right now to get a free training on how to get started in investing. You'll be started like that. A person who invests in the stock market consistently is going to have far more wealth than a person who does not do the same thing. So investing in the stock market consistently on a regular basis is huge when it comes to building your wealth long term. I guarantee any person, I don't care how poor you are, if you're 20 years old and you're investing consistently in the stock market at a rate that matches the amount of money you spend on fast food or shoes or going out to dinner, you're going to have plenty of money by the time you're 30, 35 years old. You're going to go into your golden years looking good. Your friends are going to be mad. And all you can say to them is like, look, I was putting my money in the stock market and the stock market went up. So it's like getting on an elevator. If I get on the elevator and the elevator rises to the top floor, then I'm going to be higher than somebody who never got on the elevator. So what I'm telling you is you want to get on that financial elevator called the stock market, because that is the number one factor that allows people to get up to that top 10%, that top 1%. Number three, this is a big mistake that a lot of young people make, is student loans. When it comes to money, student loans are the biggest wealth killer that there is. This does not mean don't go to college. I'm a college professor. I have my PhD in finance, so I'm all about education and the importance of learning and all that stuff. That's really important. But remember, every learning and education is an investment. And the thing about investing is you never invest more than what you're going to get back, right? So if you look at, for example, African American students in particular, but this is happening nationwide. I'm black. I've been a black man my whole life, so I'm not running away from that. Most African American college graduates don't pay their student loan debt off. Most African American college graduates, at least half of them, default on their student loans. A large percentage of them actually owe more money 10 years later than they owed when they actually finished college. It's not supposed to work like that. Your debt's supposed to go down. It's not supposed to go up. And if your debt stays up and never goes down, then guess what? You die in debt, which means that you didn't leave any family wealth, which means that going to college was not the best decision for you. It does not mean you shouldn't go to college. It means if you do, pick a major that's going to help you make money. Number two, learn how to start a business. Number three, keep the debt to a minimum. And number four, have a plan to repay that student loan debt. That's going to be really important. So student loan debt, managing that or avoiding it altogether if you can, is huge. That's why we created the Black Business School. We teach all about business and economics to 110,000 students, and none of them have any debt from us because we don't do that. We set them in situations where they can pay off their programs at a very low cost and still learn from PhDs and lawyers and business owners even better than what they would have learned in college. So there are options out there that will allow you to get what you need without going deep in student loan debt. So remember, so to recap, the three main things: number one, max out your 401k. Number two, invest in the stock market. Number three, be careful with those student loans. You do those three things, chances are you're going to be better off than 90% of all people out there. I'm a finance PhD. I do research on wealth for a living. That's what I'm seeing, and that's what I wanted to share in this short video. So it took me 5 minutes and 33 seconds, but I think this is probably, in this 5 minutes and 33 seconds, I believe I gave you more than you're going to get from 4 years of going to college, because if you go to college, they're not really teaching you this stuff in college. So that's why I teach on the internet as opposed to in a university, because I want to make sure you win. I want to make sure you succeed. I want to make sure you make money. I want to see you build a future, and I want to see you invest for your future, and I want to see you win. So take care, guys. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. Feel free to get a free copy of my book. You can go to allblackeconomics.com if you're interested. That's allblackeconomics.com, and let's stay in touch. So take care, guys. I'm out of here. Have a good day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.